So, good morning, everyone. Today, for this interview, we have Mr. Solomon Gomez with us. Welcome, Mr. Solomon. He is
Hi.
originally from Kolkata and settled in Bangalore now. He is a certified learning and development trainer and a certified Six Sigma Yellow Belt. Passionate for sports since school days, especially soccer, rugby, and fitness. He has traveled to a lot of states in India, a few countries in Europe and the Middle East, which made his interaction and experience with people, especially the youth, much more fruitful. So, thank you, Mr. Solomon, for being here with us today.
Thank you, Shaina. Thank you for the introduction.
So, today I just wanted to have a discussion with you on physical health. So,
Okay.
as we know, physical health is really important. And a common question that comes up is what's the difference between exercise, physical activity, and fitness?
Okay. Great. If you look at, I'll just go one by one. Exercise is something that you plan on a regular basis, right? Whether you're a teenager, whether you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, it goes up to your as long as you grow old. Exercise is something that you want to do it. It's a movement. Okay. That's how you keep your body activated. Your muscles are activated all the time. That keeps you fit. Coming to physical activity is something that you do on a daily chores. For example, let's say you're sitting at home and cooking, you're working, you're moving around. That becomes one of your physical activities in the house or at office. Like for example, when I'm at office, what do? I When I'm sitting at a desk, every 2 hours I ensure that I move around. That's the activity I put along. And when I talk about physical fitness nothing but it's a characters of everything which helps us to gain all those things in the future.
So, when you spoke about character, now do you think physical health and mental health become correlated?
Absolutely, yes. When I see mental health, okay, now today, if you see, there are a lot of hospitals. When I have encountered a lot of youth, I'll go with the youth first, since I've been interacting with a lot of people, youth, and the current scenario that we're going through, which is the COVID situation. And there are a lot of people they're going through mental stress than COVID, I would say, because there are people who are not affected, but by hearing the news, they're affected because of the COVID that's happening all around. Though they are safe in the house, that's called they are affecting mentally, right? And when I talk about physical health, how physical health is getting affected by mental health. Our mental health is something like it's a small portion of a brain where it takes the entire control of a body, right? And if we stop thinking positively, rather, I would say, your entire body gets affected. You don't get proper sleep. You lose on your eating time. You lose on your muscles, right? The amount of muscles that you've gained for your body, the amount of knowledge that you put in to think about something, it just drains out. Why? Because you're mentally disturbed about something. So I would say mental health is very, very, very important. Today, for example, I'll talk about many hospitals. In fact, I have gone through brain stroke, by the way, okay, in the year 2017. When I was hit by this brain stroke, and when I encountered the doctor says it's nothing, it's because of your fitness, you're able to move around. Your mental health was something which kept you like you built up the stress. The stress level was so high that hits your mental health, and that's how you've gone down. And what doctor suggested me apart from the medicine was to meditate. The amount of meditation that I put myself into, for example, 15 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day, it really helped me to think about that. How am I keeping peace? How am I, giving some time to my brain to rest? Because the electrical activity in the brain is so high that doesn't allow you to sleep at the same time. So mental health is very, very important.
I completely agree. And while we're on the topic of mental health, do you think things like anxiety can affect your physical health?
Definitely, yes. Anxiety is also like, something we get anxious. It's like I remember when I was in school, we were told that don't get nervous or don't get excited, just be normal, right? So anxiousness or a certain excitement, it's a jerk into your body. It gives a hype. Either it hits your brain or it hits your heart, right? For example, let's say suddenly you are given a surprise, okay? You're given a surprise, you get a ticket and your ticket to Hollywood. right? You're like, you just wake up, you jump, and you say, "Wow, I got this." Okay, so that's an excitement. Anxiety is also something like that. So there are certain people, they're not able to accept certain things, and when anxiety comes in, it hits people very hard. It affects the entire physical health, the fitness health, everything shatters.
So continuing about how you said when we get excited. So certain things that we tend to do, especially as youth, when we get excited, is set benchmarks or goals. So do you think there are any benchmarks or goals when it comes to having a good physical health?
See, definitely yes. If you ask me, I'll talk about my personal life. When it comes to personal goals or a benchmark towards fitness, I would say first thing is discipline, but discipline to a body, especially. We say a body is a temple, right? If you don't take care of the temple, how do we we expect others to take care of ourselves? So first we need to discipline ourselves, and then we need to set up certain targets for ourselves. Our targets also should not be such, where we are not able to achieve certain things. It should be something which is small, minimal. The more we achieve, the more we get closer to what we want to live on, what we want at the end of the day. So according to me, I would say that benchmark should be something, when I talk about physical health, is something we should always sleep on time, very important. Eat on time, have around 15 to 30 minutes of exercise every day, or rather at least 5 days in a week, which is very, very important. Okay, because currently, if you see, we have seen a lot of teens or youth growing up, right? From schools, they move to colleges, from colleges, and they work to the work profile. The current scenario is completely different what we have seen early in our past, where our parents were concerned. When they finished schools or they finished colleges, they would go back to work. They were working at home at the same time. But today, nowadays, we are so much tech savvy that we forget all the physical activity. So I think it is very, very important for us to set up some goals or benchmark in a daily life. Despite this COVID-19 lockdown, I would say there are a lot of things to do at home also. We should not be just, uh, we are so much like into like internet is there, Netflix is there, Amazon Prime. We should get into it and we would do whatever we like. No, there are much more things to do from there. You just get up
I
every day, take a
completely
walk. It matters a lot.
agree. And you mentioned the category of youth, how we have college and school and a lot of other things going on, especially in the teenage life. So something that comes along with this is emotional health. So do you think emotional health can affect your physical health?
See, everything is interrelated, whether it's physical health, mental health, emotional health, everything is interrelated. Emotional health is something, when anybody is affected by emotional health, it directly hits the cardiovascular, right? And a person who wants to be physically fit cannot say that, okay, I want to lift heavy weights, I want to deadlift off 80 kgs off my body weight. They won't be able to do it because they emotionally hurt. So it's always important for us to let go certain things. That in life, if we want to move on, we have to leave behind certain things and move on in life. Emotional health is something, there are a lot of people are broken down. There are a lot of people. In fact, I remember like in a gym, or for example, on a playground rather. I'll talk about the sports and all which is happening. Do you think players are not in this mental stress or something? No, they are absolutely. They completely. Like recently, I was watching some interviews of certain players. How much they go through all this mental health and emotional health also at the same time. Like I'll talk about this player Sachin Tendulkar, right? When he was playing, he was on the ground, and then he heard that he lost his father, and that was the World Cup time, right? He was definitely affected with this emotions. But then what he had to do, he had to be strong. And then he played his match, he went back, he finished everything. And again, he came and joined back thing, right? So emotion health does affect a lot of things. But what we need to do is we need to stay strong. That's how we can move on in life.
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that emotional health, mental health, and physical health, they're all correlated. They form a nice
Yes,
little triangle.
yes, yes. It's a triangular method, I would say.
So you spoke about lifting weights and deadlifts and things that may not be able to do according to your weight. So one of the misconceptions about being physically fit is you have to be able to lift a lot of weights at the gym. So do you think there are other misconceptions about physical health?
Yeah, there are lots. So if you go to any gym, for example, I've been working out since my school days. I would say since class 11, and it's been 10 years now. So whichever gym that I've gone to, they've always told me, okay, this posture is incorrect, or you shouldn't do like this, or this technique is wrong, right? So the idea is we should understand how much a body can take and how can we correct the posture of doing certain things. There are people I have seen like they say, I want to get six pack, and there's so many other methods of doing six packs. They say, I'll go to the gym, hit the gym, and I do 200 crunches. But doing 200 crunches is not the idea because they'll incur back injury. The spine will get hurt, and after 200, they won't be able to do two also. So there are a lot of misconception by people. I should do this much. It will do this to me. Or there are certain people that become like completely vegan, or they say I should not eat. I want to become lean. No, that's not the idea. The idea is they should understand what is needed for different people. We should understand that. So that a lot of people are living that misconception that we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. They should always go back and read something and understand what is right. They should always consult with the elders or certain good trainers, that can help them out what is right for them and what is not right for them also at the same time.
Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon.